Hello, in this video I'm going to show you guys how to roll an option spread position or an individual option position when using the Interactive Brokers trading software. I'm going to show you two different ways of rolling an options combo position. And I believe that this can help you if you're getting used to using Interactive Brokers, or if you want to learn about a more streamlined approach, an easier approach for how to roll your existing options spread positions. Thank you very much for watching. Let's get into it right now. My name is Chris and I make videos about Interactive Brokers trading software as well as other trading software like Sierra Chart. And that's it. If you like my content, let me know down below, leave a comment, okay? So let's talk about it. Here, the first method I want to show you guys of rolling an options trade is using Trader Workstation. The second method is going to be using their new desktop program, which is called IBKR Desktop. Both methods are very easy, in my opinion. They do not require experience in using software. And this video is going to show you a step-by-step approach. So do not be alarmed. It does not require you to dive into any settings menus to get these things done. It's very streamlined. And I would say the IBKR desktop way of rolling is actually even easier. So I'm going to show you how to do that next. In TWS, which is their standard legacy trading software, which I've used for a number of years now, how to roll an option trade is as simple as right-clicking the position in your portfolio tab, as I would do like this. Right-click it and then select roll or close. But in this case, you want to roll, so I'll select roll. And it'll bring up this menu where you'll be able to select the contracts you want to roll to. So if we look at the bottom of this roll builder here, we can see that we're going to be rolling an iron condor position. Now, I just want to make a quick note before you guys start asking, can you roll in the mobile app and can you roll in Client Portal? Unfortunately, at the moment I'm recording this, in the mobile app, you can only roll individual option contracts. You cannot roll a complex spread. So you can go ahead and roll each contract one by one, but that would be very hectic if you have to roll something like an iron condor. Same thing in the Client Portal. The Client Portal is very good for entering option trades. Not so good for rolling them. Maybe they will update this functionality to include the rolling features in the Client Portal for option spreads in the future. I'm not sure if they will do that, okay? But I'm showing you how to do it now with what's available. So in TWS, first thing I'll do is select the expiry. So as you can see, the position that I'm in is the June 28th expiry for these Apple options. And if I select June 28th, you'll see that these are the options that I currently have the position in. And if I do click on any one of the options that I have a position in, it'll give me a message saying this leg is part of the same complex position. You cannot roll to the option that you already have a position in. But what you could do is you could potentially roll to a different strike price. So you would click on a different strike price here to begin selecting the legs to add into your new position. So, but what I'm going to do here is I'm not going to roll to the same expiry. I'm going to roll to a further out expiry date, which is what people typically do when it comes to rolling futures or options positions. So I'll select July 5th. Now that I'm on the July 5th expiry, I can begin selecting my options. So let's say I want to roll into an iron condor. So I'll first select the strike price that I want to sell. So let's say it's the 215 call. So I'll select sell. Now there's a bit of a quirk with this that I want to explain. Normally in the Interactive Brokers options chains, depending upon if you hover your cursor on the bid or the ask column, it will normally give you the option to buy the option or sell the option. But for some reason here, we don't get that option. So you kind of have to go with what it's telling you. So if it's prompting you for another sell order, meaning it's highlighted in red, you have to select the next option to sell in the spread. So since it's an iron condor, we're selling a call and selling a put. So let's say I go on the put side and I click on the 215. So now I've added both the 215 call and the 215 put to my spread as sell orders. And now if I continue hovering here, you can see now it's turned blue, meaning that now it's prompting us for a buy order. So I'm going to buy the 217.5 call option as protection, and I'm also going to buy the 212.5 put option as protection. And how I'm doing that is just by hovering over the strike price and then left clicking on it. And now you can see I've populated my iron condor spread right here. and it shows us what the price will be to roll this trade. It gives us a spread basically, and we can select a price on that spread, or you can put in the price manually by clicking on the limit price box at the bottom and then putting in the price yourself. And then once you're ready with that, once your price is set, you can select submit order, and your order should be populated in your orders window. In this case, this message I'm seeing about the requested combo is not supported. This is a message for the chart because these charts can't create a chart for iron condors for some reason, although sometimes they do. So I have this active order here to roll my June 28th iron condor to a July 5th iron condor, and I can change that price. Now for now, you know what I'll do is I'll just change it to a market order so that it fills as fast as possible. Okay, so this trade is now completed, and we get a large message at the bottom there. And if we examine our portfolio, what you'll see is another quirk that I've noticed in Trader Workstation. It's a bit of an inconsistency, and this is why I would prefer to use the second method I'm going to show you here. But I wanted to show you guys this because this is something you might encounter if you use Trader Workstation to roll a complex options trade. You can see that now we're in this July 5th iron condor here. But what we actually see is that it's telling us we're in a short iron condor position, which just doesn't seem correct. You can see that if you look at the bid and ask of this spread and also the price of the spread, you can see that it's a positive number as opposed to being a credit spread where you would see a minus before the amount. As simple as possible, what is occurring here in Trader Workstation seems to be a bit of a problem, because when you roll an iron condor, it typically will roll you into a short debit iron condor. And I know that sounds complex. Another situation would be if you're long a credit spread, meaning you collected a credit to enter the trade, and then you roll the credit spread, sometimes it rolls you into a short debit spread in Trader Workstation. And that's, in my opinion, a problem they need to fix. But you know, I'm just showing you how that is. So the next thing I'm going to do is actually go ahead and log into IBKR Desktop, and I'm going to show you how to roll a trade there because it's actually a little bit easier, more streamlined. It just works a little bit better. So to do that, I'm going to log into IBKR Desktop. I'm actually going to do it on a virtual machine, and I'm going to reconnect this session and log out my other session here. So I'm logged into IBKR Desktop here on my Windows 11 virtual machine, and you can see that I have this position that I rolled over from TWS, and it's showing us that we're in a short debit iron condor, which is the same thing as being long a credit iron condor. That's the quirk about TWS, that when you roll a credit spread, it rolls you into a short debit spread. I hope they fix it soon. First thing is, in IBKR Desktop at the top left of the screen, we can select this item to bring us to our portfolio to show any existing positions in our account. Now, what I really like about this is when you right click one of the positions in your account, it gives you multiple options, including rollover or close the position. So what I'll do in this case is I actually want to close this position because I personally think being short a debit iron condor is a little bit too confusing for the average person, for the average newbie intermediate option trader. I'd rather be long a credit iron condor, because normally when you think about iron condor or credit spreads, you think about being long a credit spread, meaning you bought that spread and you received the credit. You sell the spread and you pay the debit to close it. I think you should also be able to understand it both ways, which is being short a debit spread is the same as being long a credit spread. So let's do IBKR Desktop because everything is streamlined in this platform. Though I want to say that it's still a new platform, and before you submit any orders, I would recommend you guys to use the simulated trading account to make sure you test these orders very carefully before executing any live account orders. I will not take any responsibility for your erroneous order placements. If you guys get value out of this content, let me know with a comment down below, and check out Interactive Brokers using the first link down below in the description. And that's an easy way to return the favor if you enjoyed these videos and they help out. Thank you. So I'm going to start by closing this position here and restarting with a new position. So I right clicked on the position and I select closed position. I didn't get any order prompts. Well, it seems that I found a little bug here, which is that for some reason when I select close position on a short iron condor, it's not able to generate the orders for us. So I'll go ahead and close each leg one at a time, which is really not what I wanted to do. And I'm just showing you how I'm doing this as well. I'm just right-clicking each contract, I'm selecting close position, and then I get the order ticket that pops up on the right side, and then I'm just going ahead and clicking submit sell order or submit buy order, transmitting it, and then it tells us our orders have been submitted, and we'll get notifications anytime an order is filled. So one of them has been filled thus far. If I go to orders and trades, we should see our 3 existing orders over here. Now I'm going to select this item here at the top of the middle window, the top right of the middle window, and what I'll do is I'll modify our existing orders here in IBKR Desktop so that they can be filled faster. So the second one is filled. Now let's fill the third one. So this is a sell order, so I'll put the price at the bid and I'll try and sell the bid here. I'll update the order, and I'll do the same with this buy order at the ask, and I'll try to get them filled as fast as possible. And I think one of the reasons why they're not filling very fast is because I have post only enabled, which requires that a market order enters the market so that your order can be categorized as passive, which will save you on commissions. You can watch a video I did here about that, or here, I'm not sure. Okay, so now that I'm out of any positions, I'm actually going to go ahead and enter a new position. So let's go ahead and show how to enter an options trade on IBKR Desktop. So I'm going to start by entering a symbol. So let's do Apple. I'm going to enter an option trade and then roll the trade using IBKR Desktop. So I typed in the symbol name at the top left search box, press the enter key, and then it should bring up what you want. So in this case, Apple Inc. I'll select it. And then make sure you're on the quote tab here on the left side where you can select what tab you want. I'm on the quote tab, then I'll select option chain. And then I should get the option chain populated here. Now, what I'm going to do is make sure I'm on the correct expiry. So I'll click this arrow to close the 0 days to expiry options because I'm not that much of a gambler. And I'll open the 7 days to expiry options. And then I'll go ahead and find the strike price that I want to trade at. So I'm going to use the scroll wheel, although I think the scroll wheel support needs some work because when I scroll, sometimes it scrolls all the way to the bottom or the top. So Apple's currently trading at a price of 211. There you go. You see how it scrolled all the way down. Once you have the option chain open, make sure to enable the strategy builder or else you'll only be able to trade one option leg. So I enable the strategy builder. Then I'll go into the option chain. And depending upon if you highlight over the bid or the ask column, it should prompt you to either buy or sell that option. Now notice, sometimes you don't get that depending on how exactly you move the cursor. So you see how it prompts me for a sell, but then I move over to the next column, it doesn't prompt me for anything. But then if I go to the center column and then move over to the left, then it'll prompt me for a buy, right? So that's an example of a feature that they just need to fix. It's just a couple little bugs to fix. I'm an expert at finding bugs. I'll say it openly because I find them every day. And I like finding bugs, it's part of my job. So I'm gonna click on sell 215 right here and add that contract to the spread. So that's the 215 put option. I'm also going to submit a buy order to buy the 217.5 put as protection. So that creates a vertical spread. Now let's do the same on the put side. So I'll hover over the put side and I'll select sell 215 put, and I want to buy the 212.5 put option. And now I've created an iron condor spread, and you can even see it there briefly. If you look at the name, which is slightly cut off, it does say iron condor. So once you're ready with the legs, click on order ticket right here, and it should bring up your order ticket where you can then submit it using the price and all that. Now I'm going to use the scroll wheel to scroll down. Like I said earlier, it's a little bit problematic. Sometimes it scrolls all the way to the bottom. I have to change the destination field because it was incorrectly populated from an order preset. So I changed that to smart. I'll go ahead and change the limit price to be the asking price just so it fills faster. I'll submit the buy order. It gives us a little final order confirmation here showing our margin impact, estimated commission, and then I will click on transmit. So the order has been submitted and the order has been filled as well. We can click done. Now I will go to the top left and select the portfolio tab to view my existing positions. You can see right now I'm on the orders and trades tab. I'll go over to the Positions tab, and we can see here is our Iron Condor position. We're long an Iron Condor credit type of trade. So now, in order to roll this, I will right-click the position. You can bring down the drop-down of that complex position to see all of the individual legs, and you can close individual legs or roll over individual legs if you wanted to. But what we're doing here is we want to roll the entire Iron Condor position as fast as possible. So I will right-click on the Iron Condor position and select Rollover. It'll bring us to the option chain again with a rollover prompt here. Now what we need to do is go ahead and select the expiry and the strike prices that we want to roll into. So since we're long this June 28th, we want to roll over to the next expiry, let's say July 5th. So I will close this expiry date by selecting this arrow right here, and I'll find the expiry date that I want. Let's say it's July 5th. And by the way, there's different views for the options chain. Right now I'm using the list view. You can also use the lattice view or the tabs view, but I'm keeping it simple with the list view here. So I'm going to open up July 5th by clicking on it, and then I will scroll down to get to the strike prices I want. I'm also using the scroll wheel and the scroll bar here on the right side. I do think the scroll bar should always be displayed, that way we can see where it is rather than having it disappear dynamically like that. I don't know, it's a little bit too fancy for me. So what we're going to do is roll pretty much the same strike prices just to the next expiry. So I'm currently short the 215 on both sides. So what I'll do is we're going to click Sell 215 Call. We get some kind of a warning message here, but I'll just disregard it for now. Don't display. Yeah, I'm going to select Don't Display this message again, or else it's going to continue popping up. So keep an eye on this. You see the order of contracts. You see we have a sell order, a buy order, a sell order, and a buy order. What it wants us to do is enter in one side of the spread first and then do the other side. So I started with the sell leg on the call side. So we have the 215 call prompted for a sell order. Now we need to prompt in our protective call option. So we want to buy the 217.5 call as protection. Now we're ready to go on to the put side. So I will select the 215 put to sell, and then I will select the 212.5 put to buy. And now we're pretty much ready here. So now I'll select this, which says roll contract. It's going to cost us 25 cents approximately. It gives us an estimated spread of what that's going to cost. You can see. So the bid minus 43 means that we could roll for a credit if we got those prices. The middle of the spread here is 7 cents, meaning that if we did achieve a mid-price fill, we could actually potentially roll this Iron Condor for a credit. And at worst, we could actually pay a little bit to roll this. So I'll select Submit Buy Order, and then I will transmit this. My order's been submitted. I'll select Done. Then I will go to the Portfolio tab, Orders and Trades, and we can see here is our open order to roll this. And if we extend the column that shows the financial instrument, I guess it disappeared now, we would be able to see the entire name of the contract that we're rolling. So the order has been filled. Let's go over to Positions tab now. And it does show us that we are short an Iron Condor now. We're short an Iron Condor debit spread. Unfortunately, guys, I do not know why it rolls credit spreads into short debit spreads. You can see that it did it again here. It rolled my Iron Condor credit position into a short Iron Condor debit position, which is essentially the same thing. So it rolled it into the right expiries, but it's just an extra layer of complication for no reason. Now, another thing is that the close position function here doesn't seem to be working for options combos. They will have to work on that. If I do select rollover again, it does allow us to roll over. So let's do one more example of a rollover, and let's see if it now rolls our short Iron Condor debit spread into a long Iron Condor credit spread. So let's go all the way to July 12th. We're going to roll our spread all the way to July 12th. So what we're going to do is start with our sell legs. And you can see now It's showing us 2 sells and then 2 buys, which is inconsistent from what we had earlier where we had a sell, a buy, a sell, and a buy. So what I'll start with is the call side. So I will sell the 215 call. I will sell the 215 put. And the reason I'm doing it this way now is because it's asking us to submit the sell legs first rather than a sell, a buy, a sell, and a buy, which is what it asked us for the first time. And then now on the call side, I will buy the 220 as protection and I will buy the 210 put as protection. And I'll select roll contract. And I just want to see what this results in here. So we're rolling our July 5th to July 20th, I believe. And it says that our order has been filled. So let's go to our portfolio tab on the top left and see what is going on. And what's interesting is that we're still in the short iron condor, except now it's July 12th. That's going to conclude today's video for how to roll an option spread using Interactive Brokers Trader Workstation and Interactive Brokers Desktop. Thank you very much for watching, and I'd love to hear your comments down below. Cheers, take care.